Grand Ballroom, watching the city's elite filter in for the annual Industry Leadership Gala. 5 years ago I'd been denied entry to this same event. Too young, they'd said. Not established enough. Tonight I own the building it was held in. Miss Chin, my assistant whispered, your family just arrived. And the Morgan Group CEO is asking for a moment of your time. I smiled, remembering Dad's words from our last family dinner. Playing dress-up in business suits doesn't make you a CEO, Angela. Come back when you've done something real. Something real. Like secretly acquiring his company's biggest competitor? Tell James Morgan I'll speak with him after my speech, I replied, watching through the crowd as my parents and older brother David made their entrance. Mom in her modest cheapao, Dad in his 15-year-old tuxedo, David smirking in his mid-level executive suit. They didn't know I was here. Didn't know that the mysterious AC Enterprises that had been systematically buying up tech companies was their 27-year-old daughter. The one they told to get a real job when I started my first company at 22. Ladies and gentlemen, the announcer's voice filled the ballroom. Please welcome our keynote speaker, the CEO of AC Enterprises. I stepped onto the stage, enjoying the moment. My family's expressions shifted from polite attention to shocked recognition. Good evening, I began, my voice carrying across the suddenly silent room. 5 years ago I stood outside this building, too young to be invited in. Today I own it. Along with 37 tech companies, 15 real estate developments, and as of this morning. I paused, letting the tension build. Morgan Group Technologies. The sound of shattering glass echoed as several people, including my parents, dropped their champagne flutes. James Morgan stepped forward, his silver hair catching the light. The acquisition papers were finalized an hour ago. AC Enterprises is now our parent company. Dad's face went pale. Morgan Group was his company's main competitor, the one he'd been trying to partner with for decades. Some of you knew me as that Chin girl, too young, too ambitious, too naive, I continued. Others called me David Chen's little sister when I tried to attend your meetings. Today you'll call me something else. I lifted my champagne glass. You'll call me boss. The room erupted in murmurs as recognition spread. The mysterious AC Enterprises CEO who'd been reshaping the tech industry wasn't some veteran businessman. It was me. The girl they'd all dismissed. To the future, I toasted, my eyes finding my family in the crowd. And to those who said I was too young to lead it. As I stepped down from the stage, James Morgan approached, extending his hand. Thank you for keeping me on as CEO, boss. Your vision for the company is extraordinary. Thank you, James, I replied loudly enough for my family to hear. I look forward to working with someone who recognizes potential, regardless of age. I turned to find my parents and brother pushing through the crowd toward me. 5 years of dismissal, mockery, and concerned lectures about getting a stable job were about to collide with the reality of their daughter's success. Angela, Dad's voice cracked slightly. What is this? This, father, is what happens when you underestimate your daughter. Impossible. David stepped forward, his mid-level executive confidence cracking. AC Enterprises is worth billions. You're just what, brother? I smiled, accepting another champagne flute from a passing waiter. Just your little sister? Just the girl who was playing businesswoman? Do tell me what I am while standing in my building at my event watching your industry's biggest merger unfold. Mom clutched her purse, her knuckles white. Angela, what have you done? Built an empire, mother. Though I'm sure that's not as impressive as David's recent promotion to regional manager. James Morgan cleared his throat. Miss Chin, the board members are waiting to discuss the transition. Of course, James. I turned to my family. Excuse me. Unlike some people in this room, I actually have a company to run. Several, in fact. Wait, Dad grabbed my arm. You can't just what? I pulled free, keeping my voice low but sharp. Can't just succeed without your approval? Can't just build something bigger than you ever dreamed? Or can't just buy the company that's been crushing yours in the market? His face reddened. Chin Technologies had been losing market share to Morgan Group for years. About that, I continued sweetly. As the new owner of Morgan Group, I'll be reviewing all their partnerships, including their contract with Chin Technologies. David's smirk vanished. You wouldn't I? Like you wouldn't mock my business plan at family dinner? Like you wouldn't tell your executive friends that your sister was playing at being a CEO? Mom stepped between us. Angela, we were trying to protect you. No, you were trying to control me. To force me into your safe, small version of success. I gestured around the ballroom. How's that working out? The whispers were spreading through the crowd as more people realized who I was. The mysterious AC Enterprises CEO was David Chen's little sister, the one he'd been mocking at industry events for years. Miss Chen, my assistant appeared. The contracts for the Shanghai acquisition are ready for review. Shanghai. Dad's voice cracked. You're expanding to China? I expanded to China 2 years ago. Tonight, I'm buying out our largest competitor there. I checked my Patek Philippe watch. Which reminds me, David, you should update your resume. Your department is first on the restructuring list. You're firing me? He sputtered. No, brother dear. I'm revolutionizing your division's entire approach to technology. If you can't keep up. I shrugged. Well, there's always regional manager positions at smaller companies. James Morgan reappeared with several board members. Boss, we're ready for you. Thank you, James. I turned back to my family. Do enjoy the party. The champagne is excellent from my vineyard in France. Another little side business you didn't think I could handle. As I walked away, I heard Mom whisper, "What have we done?" What indeed? In the private conference room upstairs, I watched through the security feeds as my family huddled in a corner, probably trying to process how their naive little girl had become their industry's most powerful player. The Shanghai contracts, Ms. Chen, my assistant presented the folders. Thank you. I signed without hesitation. And the other matter? Your father's company's financial records as requested. They're not good. I smiled, remembering Dad's words. Come back when you've done something real. Send them to my office. Tomorrow will show my father exactly how real his daughter's success is. After all, revenge isn't just about proving people wrong. It's about becoming their boss while doing it. The next morning, I sat in my penthouse office overlooking the city, reviewing Chin Technologies' financial records. The company my father had built over 30 years was teetering on the edge of collapse, and he didn't even know it. Your father is here, my assistant announced through the intercom. He's been waiting in the lobby for an hour. Make it 2, I replied, signing off on the Shanghai acquisition. Let him remember how it felt when he made me wait outside his office 5 years ago. Finally, after exactly 2 hours, I allowed him up. He entered my office like a man walking to his own execution, his usual confidence replaced by something I'd never seen before. Fear. Nice view, he said, trying to maintain his composure as he looked around my office, larger than his entire executive floor. Though it must be expensive. $8 million for the office redesign, I replied casually. Small change compared to yesterday's acquisition. Please sit. He sank into one of my custom leather chairs, looking small against the floor-to-ceiling windows showcasing the city skyline. I've been reviewing Chin Technologies books, I continued, turning my laptop screen toward him. You're 3 months from bankruptcy. His face went ashen. How did you get access to your financials? The same way I acquired Morgan Group, carefully, quietly, and completely legally. I pulled up more documents. Your Asian markets are collapsing. European expansion failed. And your American contracts are being undercut by more innovative competitors. We've had some setbacks, he admitted reluctantly. Setbacks? I laughed. Dad, you're hemorrhaging money. The only thing keeping you afloat is your contract with Morgan Group, which as of yesterday I own. Angela, please. Please what? Please don't destroy the company that you prioritized over your daughter. Please don't cancel the contracts that you said I was too young to understand. I stood up, walking to the window. Or please don't tell everyone how your naive little girl now controls your entire industry. We were wrong, he whispered. Wrong doesn't begin to cover it. I turned back to him. Do you remember what you said when I pitched my first business idea? He stayed silent. You said, come back when you've built something real. Well, Father, I built something real. I built something so real that I now own your biggest competitor, your most important contracts, and soon your entire company. What do you mean? I pressed a button and my legal team entered with stacks of documents. AC Enterprises is buying Chin Technologies. You're being acquired by your daughter. No, he started to stand. Sit down, I commanded and was surprised when he actually did. You have two options. Option 1. I cancel Morgan Group's contracts with Chin Technologies immediately. You go bankrupt within 3 months. Your employees lose their jobs. Your legacy becomes a cautionary tale about obsolete thinking. He gripped the chair arms. And option 2? You sell to me. I restructure the company, save the jobs and modernize the technology. You retire with your reputation intact and Mom keeps her country club membership. You've thought of everything, he said quietly. I learned from watching you. Every time you dismissed me, I studied harder. Every time you mocked my ideas, I planned bigger. Every time you chose David's mediocrity over my ambition, I grew stronger. My assistant entered with coffee, served in cups that cost more than Dad's first car. The acquisition papers, I slid them across my desk. Already approved by my board. All they need is your signature. And if I refuse? I smiled, pressing another button. On the wall screen, Chin Technologies' stock price appeared, dropping in real time. Interesting thing about market confidence, I mused. When companies lose their biggest contracts, investors get nervous. Would you like to see what happens when I announce Morgan Group is canceling all partnerships with Chin Technologies? His hand shook as he reached for the pen. One more thing, I added as he started to sign. David's firing is non-negotiable. He's your brother. He's an incompetent executive who got his position through nepotism. Unlike you, I don't confuse family loyalty with business acumen. The pen scratched across paper, the sound of 30 years of patriarchy surrendering to the daughter they'd underestimated. Congratulations, I said as my legal team collected the documents. You're now officially working for your little girl. Working? Of course. You'll be retained as a consultant. Junior level, reporting to my team. Consider it a chance to learn how modern business actually works. He stood up, looking years older than when he'd entered. Your mother will want to talk. Mom can make an appointment with my office. I'm quite busy these days, acquiring companies and playing businesswoman. As he reached the door, I called out, Dad? He turned. Remember when you said I needed to do something real? Check tomorrow's Wall Street Journal. Your daughter just became the youngest CEO of a Fortune 500 company. After he left, I watched through my security feeds as he walked to his car, shoulders slumped, finally understanding what it meant to be powerless in your own industry. My phone buzzed. David probably begging to keep his job. Delete. Another buzz, Mom wanting to understand what was happening. Delete. A third buzz, James Morgan, confirming our board meeting to discuss the Chin Technologies acquisition. Send a press release to all major business publications, I told my assistant. Title it AC Enterprises Acquires Chin Technologies, a Daughter's Success Story. That's a bit obvious, she noted. Sometimes obvious is exactly what you need. I smiled, watching Dad's car disappear into traffic. Sometimes you need to make it absolutely clear who's boss. In the end, success isn't just about proving people wrong. It's about becoming so undeniably right that they can't ignore you anymore. It's about taking the dismissal, the mockery, and the underestimation and turning it into an empire. An empire so large that the people who once called you little girl now call you boss. And sometimes, just sometimes, it's about making your father wait 2 hours in the lobby of the building you own, remembering every time he made you feel small. Because revenge doesn't always wear a villain.